I'll never forget the day I shut up a room full of alien snobs with a few rusty words. Name's Ethan, a linguistics nerd from Oregon who landed a gig as a translator on the Xeno hub station orbiting Calthar 9. It was my first week, and the place was crawling with ETs. Scales, feathers, glowing bits, you name it, all looking down their weird noses at me. They called us humans grunts, or ape spawn, laughing their asses off every time I walked by. I was there to bridge comms between Earth crews and their fancy councils, but they treated me like a sideshow. One day, I'm in the central chamber, big dome, all shiny and high-tech, when a spiky Xeno from Vrax, some diplomat named Xor, starts mocking me loud. Says, your kind's got no culture, just noise and dirt. The crowd cackles, hisses, chirps, the works. I'd had it. Smirked, stepped up, and said, want to hear something real? They laughed harder, thinking I'd flop. Oh, they had no idea what was coming. Xor kept going, waving his claws like he owned the place. Said their ancient Vraxian tongue, dead for millennia, was proof of their superior lineage. I'd been digging through Earth's Xeno archives for years, piecing together scraps of lost languages from crashed probes and old signals. Happened to know a thing or two about Vraxian, enough to make them squirm. I cleared my throat, locked eyes with Xor, and let out a string of guttural clicks and rasps. Quevadis Zorathalkesh. Rough translation. Where are you going, Scaleface? The room froze. Xor's spines stiffened, his four eyes bulging like I'd slapped him. The laughs choked off. Silence hit like a brick. I grinned. That's your dead language, right? Guess who learned it? A feathery Xeno in the back dropped. Her tablet, beak gaping. They weren't laughing now. Word spread fast. By lunch, the station was buzzing. Xenos cornered me in the mess hall, demanding, how'd you do that? I shrugged, munching a burger, picked it up from some old files. Humans are nosy like that. Truth was, I'd spent years decoding Vraxian from a wrecked ship we'd salvaged off Mars, cross-referencing it with linguistics tricks from college. Xor stormed in, scales rattling, and hissed, impossible. Only elders knew that tongue. I leaned back. Elders, huh? Guess I'm one now. Showed him a hollow clip on my pad, me practicing those clicks in my dorm sounding like a dying engine. They stared, dumbfounded. A squid-looking Xeno from Telos muttered, your kind's a scavenger. Damn right, I said. We dig up what you forget. Xor's glare could have melted steel, but he didn't argue. I'd hit a nerve, and they knew it. Next day, they tested me. Xor dragged me to a council meet, big shots from 10 species, all skeptical. Said, prove it's not a trick, human. I stood there, surrounded by their glowy chairs and smug faces, and rolled out more Vraxian. Shalkathvura Zidra Quevadis. Means, honors lost when you mock the past. Xor flinched. Guess I'd nailed some old proverb. A blob Xeno pulsed blue, chirping, he speaks truth. Those are sacred words. The room erupted, shouts, gasps, feathers ruffling. I kept it cool, just words to me, folks. Learned them like math. Showed them my notes, messy scribbles from late-night study binges. A bird thing from Xylax squawked, how'd your primitive brain manage this? Grinned. Primitive's what survives. Your ancestors knew that. They didn't like it, but they couldn't deny it either. The council flipped. Half wanted me banned, half wanted me studied. Xor, still steaming, demanded a duel, not fists, but words. Said, recite our creation myth, ape, or crawl back to your mud ball. I'd read that myth, found it in a signal fragment from a Vraxian derelict. Took a breath and launched in Jariketh. Vadis, Thalshorva, Quejora. Went on for 10 minutes, clicks, growls, the whole saga of their first star and the scaled mother. Finished with Queshaloveth, Jidra Thalkesh, and so we rise, unbroken, dead silence. Then chaos, Xenos yelling, Xor shaking. A Telos squid whispered, he speaks as if he's one of us. I shrugged, nah, just good at listening. Showed him the signal file on my pad, grainy, ancient, but legit. Xor sat down, claws digging into his chair, beaten at his own game. Station life changed overnight. Xenos stopped mocking, started staring, whispering. A few asked me to teach them Vraxian like I was some guru. I said, sure, but it's rusty. Your elders left gaps. Pulled up my holopad, walked them through basics. Clicks first, then rasps. They fumbled, tongues tripping over sounds their throats forgot. Xor lurked in back, silent but watching. Told him, your ancestors sang this stuff. We just caught the echo. A Xilax bird chirped, why bother? 'Cause it's there, I said. Humans don't let history rot. Showed a vid, me decoding late at night, coffee cold, piecing it together. They nodded slow, starting to see we weren't just grunts. I'd turned their laugh into a lesson, and it stuck. The brass weren't happy. Got hauled before the station chief, a floaty orb named Kizeth. Pulsed red, hissing, you've upset our order, human. I smirked. Your order laughed first, I just answered. Played the myth clip. Kozor's face when I finished was gold. Kizeth dimmed. This knowledge is dangerous. How'd you steal it? Didn't steal, I said. Found it in your trash. Showed my salvage logs, dates, cords, all legit. He pulsed purple, muttering about security risks. Told him, relax, I'm just a talker. Your secrets are safe. Walked out, head high. They couldn't touch me. Xenos started nodding when I passed. Respect, not sneers. I'd flipped the script, and they felt it. Xor came around, grudging but real. Found me in the comms bay, scales dull, and said, you shamed me. How'd you learn what we lost? Told him, Earth's a graveyard of signals. We dig deep. Showed him the Mars wreck pics, rusted hull, faded glyphs I'd traced by hand. He stared. Your kind honors the dead better than us. Yeah, I said, someone's gotta. Taught him a phrase. Que Zora Thalveth, we stand tall. He clicked it back, clumsy but proud. Word hit the nets. Human revives Vraxian soul. Xeno swarmed me, wanted more, begged for lessons. I leaned in. Your past ain't dead, just sleeping. They ate it up. Humans weren't apes. We were keepers. The vibe shifted hard. Xeno kids, yeah, they've got kids, started shadowing me, asking about earth tongues. Told them about Latin, Sanskrit stuff we'd lost too, then pieced back. Showed a vid, me reciting Beowulf in Old English, growly and raw. They gawked. You preserve everything? Try to, I said. Memory's our edge. Kazor joined in one day, rasping Vraxian with me. Sounded like a chainsaw, but he grinned. A Telos squid asked, why keep dead words? 'Cause they're us, I said. Lose. Lose yourself. Pulled up my college thesis. Pages of glyphs, caffeine stains. They nodded. Humans didn't just survive. We remembered. I'd turned their mockery into a mirror, and they couldn't look away. Galactic feeds blew up. Human speaks lost ancestors' voice. Xeno scholars hit me up, begging for data. Sent them my files. Why hoard it? Station turned into a classroom. Xenos reciting Vraxian, stumbling but hooked. Kazor said once, you gave us back our roots. Told him, just borrowed them. Yours to keep. Showed a hollow. Earth digs, old bones, signals from nowhere. A Xilax bird chirped, your planet's a vault. Damn right, I said. Full of ghosts, we talk. Too. They started calling me Word Keeper. Corny, but I liked it. Kuzeth tried banning my disruptions. Council overruled. Too late, I'd won them over. Humans weren't grunts. We were damn archivists. Things got wilder. Xenos dug. Up their own dead tongues inspired. Asked me to crack them. Spent nights with a Telos squid decoding her ancestors' hums from a crashed buoy. Nailed it. Sang it back. And she cried, tentacles quivering. Told her, see, it's still alive. Showed my process, pads full of scribbles, voice logs of me. Guessing till it clicked. Xor brought Vraxian relics, scrolls, carvings, begging me to read them. Did my best, rasping out prayers they'd forgotten. Crowd grew, Xenos chanting with me, voices echoing in that dome. A blob Xeno pulsed. You're a bridge to our past. Nah, I said, just a guy with ears. They cheered anyway. Humans weren't jokes. We were keys. Station became a revival hub. Xenos swapped tales, lost wars, Old songs, pleading for my take. Told them about Earth's myths, Trojan horses, Viking sagas, how we cling to them. Showed a vid me reading Gilgamesh by a campfire, stars out. Kazor grunted. Your kind's obsessed with time. Yeah, I said. Keeps us grounded. Taught him a Vraxian war hymn, Jidra que Dalkesh Vura. And they roared it, scales rattling. A Telos kid asked, You ever lose your own words? Sure, I said, but we hunt 'em back. Pulled up my grandpa's old tapes, him speaking Irish. Grainy, but alive. They got it. Humans didn't just talk. We fought to remember. Council caved, invited. Me to speak? Stood in that dome, Xenos packed tight, and laid it out. Your past's gold, don't trash it. Rolled Vraxian off my tongue, Que vadis shalveth. And they chanted back loud as hell. Showed my full archive, years of signals, recs, late-night hunchwork. Kazor stood beside me, clicking. He's right. Listen. A Xylax bird said, You've woken us? Told him, Nah, you just forgot to hear. Xeno Feed screamed, Human restores galactic heritage. Kazeth pulsed green, begrudging nod. I'd turned their laughs into a damn anthem, and it felt badass. Here's the punchline. They don't mock us anymore. Call me Echo now. Say it with awe. Stations a choir. Xeno singing dead words I dug up. Kazor leading Vraxian chants. Showed one last vid, me reciting Shakespeare on a cliff. Wind howling. Told them that's Earth. We don't let go. They clapped. Whole dome shook. If this lit you up, smash that like. Means you've got a past worth keeping. Subscribe. I've got more where this came from. Xenos learned, laugh at humans, and will talk you into the ground. Catch you later.